Afternoon, everyone. It's been 2 months since we last talked. Okay, today we are going to talk about a research that is highlighted in magazine Ganoderma issue number 686. This research is talking about the bioactive compounds from Lingzhi that have a potential to develop as Covid-19 drug. Okay, yeah, next one. Next, we go to introduction now. Okay, as you know, this is right. Protease is an enzyme that is necessary for the virus to replicate. Okay, therefore, to inhibit the viral protease is an important target when you want to develop an antiviral drug, so that you can prevent the virus from replicating and multiplying in the body. Okay, there are protease inhibitor drugs available in the market. Like it has been developed successfully to treat AIDS patients. That's why people who suffer AIDS nowadays can live a little bit longer, because they have this protease inhibitor drug that inhibit the HIV-1 virus from flaring up. But of course, as usual, it only for some time. Right, as HIV virus replication process are similar with COVID-19 virus. They are all virus, okay? So all the replication virus of all virus are the same. So they have done an in-vitro experiment, that means outside the body on a dish, and they found that the HIV protease inhibitor drugs were able to inactivate this COVID-19 protease. And of course, naturally, they use that as an indicator to screen for any potential COVID-19 drug basing on this protease inhibitor. All right. Okay, next page. Next page, what I show here is a simple diagram of a cell when it comes to infect the virus. When a virus comes to infect the cell, okay, to treat viral infection, interfering with viral replication process is the key to prevent this virus from multiplying. Okay, so you can see from the diagram, the main action of antiviral drugs are as follows. First, it inhibits the binding. It doesn't bind. It prevents the, so-called inhibitor drug comes in many forms. So one area is that it inhibits the binding. First, it prevents the virus from attaching to the host cell. That's one area. Okay. After the virus managed to enter the host cells, you can have an inhibition to prevent the virus from uncoating, so-called breaking down the host cell, so that they can join, take over the host cell cascading process. Okay. Then the third way in which inhibition can come about is the nucleoside reverse transcription inhibition. So as it is, it's also inhibiting the cell from converting into virus cells. Okay, then you have the protease inhibition. Then after the cell has been the so-called the virus has completely overtaken the host cell, you can have an inhibition to inhibit the virus from being released from the cell to spread further. Okay, so these are the various types of antiviral drugs that are available that can go about to inhibit the virus from exploding in our body, so-called multiplying. Okay, next slide. Right. HIV-1 protease inhibitor, which I mentioned just now, has been successfully been used in the clinical trial to try out on SARS, MERS, and COVID-19. However, these drugs can have adverse side effects, right? And they become ineffective due to eventual drug resistance. You know, like what we have been talking about, chemo drug. You know, after a while, you become resistant to it, so it become not effective. So therefore, the search for natural bioactive compounds to exert inhibitory capabilities against viral protease activity is of interest in the research community. Actually, I just came across a news report not too long ago. The WHO is reviewing 3 potential COVID-19 drugs. All right, but no details in it, so we can't talk about it. Okay, fungi are a natural source of bioactive compounds that can offer therapeutic potential in the prevention of viral diseases and the improvement of human immunomodulation. All right, basically fungi is the source. So next one. So therefore, researcher from Chiang Mai University, next researcher from Chiang Mai University, Thailand, decided to screen through past scientific report on fungi ingredient that have been used to inhibit viral protease and immune regulation as a potential candidate for developing into COVID-19 drug. I mean, since the fungi is a natural source, they want to scan through previous research and see what the researchers have been done. Okay, their review under Suwarnaraj was published in the issue April 2020. That's 1 year ago, more than a year ago. Molecules, and the title was Natural Bioactive Compounds from Fungi as potential candidates for protease inhibitors and immunomodulators to apply for coronavirus. So if for those who want to read further, you can type in this one, you can access to it. It's a free access. Okay, what did they find out? Okay, they found out that compounds identified from Lingzhi have exhibited inhibitory effects against HIV-1 protease. Okay, right? These compounds were terpenoid. As we know, terpenoid is one of the compounds that is commonly found in Lingzhi from various species of Lingzhi. Okay, we will go through the table in the next slide later. So, like I said just now, as replication for COVID-19 virus is similar to HIV-1 virus, so these inhibitory compounds are from Lingzhi that in previous research have been shown to be able to inhibit HIV-1 protease, therefore can be an ingredient for developing into drugs for COVID-19. The ingredient. All right. So let's see the table. It was a very long list, so I split into 2 tables. All right. You can see from Ganoderma lucidum, you have ganolucidic acid, A, with inhibitory concentration of 70 micron. Okay, I mean, this one is all this chemical thing, but But basically, anything that has an inhibitory concentration of above 50 and within a certain limit is effective. All right. So as you can see here, you have Ganoderma lucidum, Ganoderma callosum. Next page, Ganoderma sinus. Right. There are so many ingredient and compound that have been identified. Our Lingzhi species YK1 is a hybrid species. It's a hybrid species, right? Remember, I mean, if you all have come across our Lingzhi, visited the Taiwan factory, our Lingzhi species happen to also be called YK1. It's a hybrid of all these. So they have all these highest concentration, right? So you can find all these ingredients in the Lingzhi that we see. Okay, right. Okay, then we go on to the next page, immunomodulation. Okay, other than virus inhibition, okay, we also want to inhibit virus, right? That's the main thing lah. The team also decided to look at immune regulation as a criteria for the development of the drug for COVID-19. Okay, you cannot just simply have virus inhibition as a drug. You know, that's like people who take the virus inhibitory drug for HIV-1. They have to take many drugs, not only just one. They have to take like a cocktail of drugs to suppress their HIV drug, because there are many effects, many things around. So therefore, this team here want to ensure that when they develop one drug, everything is there. No need to have so many capsule or tablet to swallow for the people who suffer it, right? So they find out that in a clinical trial, the immune system of those infected with SARS or COVID were either overdeveloped, over-responded, or under-responded. Of course, when you under-respond, that means your immune system is weak lah. That's why you kena whack. But you fall sick seriously. When you are overexpanded, there's severe inflammation. In the end, you end up with damaging your organs, so-called a cytokine storm that we have heard about last year when they were reporting about those people who recover from the immune system. Okay, so naturally, it is hoped that if the immune system can be regulated early, then when one is infected with the virus, it can prevent the virus from multiplying inside the body. Okay. 2, it can reduce any potential organ damage due to the responding immune system, the cytokine storm. They end up with either autoimmune problem or damaging the organs. Then, of course, if your immune system is working, you will also speed up recovery. I mean, we always hear about people having flu. They take 10 days to 14 days to recover. You take less than 7 days, you're already recovered. That's a recovery process. And of course, most important thing, it reduces the chance of death, right? And right now, you see, you read in the papers, they always talk about vaccinated, non-vaccinated. The vaccinated one, at least they won't be so serious, they won't die, or chances of them dying are low. And those unvaccinated ones, chances of them dying are high. So same thing here, with Lingzhi here, it reduces the chance of death. Okay? So, next one. After scanning through, they found that the active compounds from the mushroom, right, with regulatory activities. Lingzhi is classified as part of the mushroom. They found out that compounds like immunomodulatory proteins, polysaccharide, again triptanoid. All these are typical Lingzhi compound were in the list. Okay, what the immunomodulatory protein do? It induces apoptosis. The cell die itself. The virus kill themselves. It regulates the T cells. It regulates the inflammation. So you will not have an under respond or over respond type of situation. Polysaccharide, same thing. It activates our macrophages, our T lymphocyte. It stimulates our natural killer cells, our neutrophils. Basically, all these are stimulating our innate immune system, right? Getting our immune system up to speed, such that the moment a virus comes in, we are able to respond as quickly. So that's why, remember earlier in the session I talked about, if you can have a early response in your immune system, things can be solved. So if you are there, Lingzhi, all this polysaccharide is there, right? Triptanoid is anti-inflammatory. It also activates natural killer cells. Natural killer cell can be many types of natural killer cells for your info. Then it also assists in the production of nitric oxide. What is nitric oxide? Nitric oxide is a signaling molecule that helps the blood vessel to dilate. You know, you hear of people when they are infected with COVID-19, they need oxygen. Why? Because their blood vessel probably narrow. They cannot breathe enough. The blood not flowing enough. And then on top of that, we always hear as a part of the testimony that people who, after taking Lingzhi, can swim longer, can run longer, has a longer stamina than people who has not. All right? What is the reason? The reason is because Lingzhi has triptanoid that assists nitric oxide production. And nitric oxide production helps your blood vessel to dilate so that it allows more blood to flow through. And when it allows more blood to flow through, it allows more oxygen to flow through. All right? Okay, next one. You can see here the table, right? Fungal immunomodulatory proteins extracted from Ganoderma atrium. It induces apoptosis via autophagy. Ganoderma tsuga, Ganoderma sinus, Ganoderma microsporum. Many, you see, Lingzhi 8, right? We'll talk about inducing apoptosis, T cell, macrophage activators, all right? Triptanoid, here I put triptanoid, is the same. Sometimes it's just a matter of, I don't know, biochemical compound. When it comes to biochemical compound and physics, I seem to have a dyslexic part here. My mind start to be locked up. I don't know why. Okay. So they activate our natural killer cell to kill the virus before it can do further damage to the body. Okay. So that's why we can recover faster with all this. Right. Okay, we look at the summary. Next page. Next page, Sinta. Okay, so when we are infected with virus, the most ideal situation is that our immune system immediately eliminate it and prevent it from replicating within our body. Okay? And the ideal infection treatment would be to inhibit virus replication and reduce its number, prevent any potential damages to the organs. Then the immune system eliminate any virus or any infected cell and remove them. Right? That's why you see, actually there are some, recently there have been, we always read in the papers, there are some people with asymptomatic symptoms being detected. Why are these people having an asymptomatic system without knowing that they have infection? Because they have immune system that is working. The symptoms don't come out. They start to feel better. After a while, maybe they have infection, they don't even know. So same thing with this is the case, because they have strong immune system. They work on it. They don't feel, the virus do not multiply so much that it can surface to show severe symptom. All right. So the review found that Lingzhi is not only rich in compound to inhibit viral protease, but also has multiple bioactive compounds for immune regulation. Isn't it a natural source of drug to prevent and treat COVID-19? In view of the lack of drug at the moment. Okay, page 2, next one. All right. I mean, if you look at since ancient times, next page. Since ancient times, fungus has been a major source of drugs for clinical medicine. Okay, 2 examples that has been mentioned in the research book. In the research is that you have the cancer treatment drug, the chemo. Taxil or what, and the antibiotic penicillin. They were all originally from fungi, right? They were all originally developed from fungi, and then they found the compound, then the chemical mixture, the structure, they able to manufacture it and do it, all right? But it was from there. So of course, since it is from there, now that Lingzhi has these compounds, maybe this Lingzhi compound can be explored further to be used as potential drug if they want to develop as a drug. Right now, they have all this chemical structure there, right? That tells you it's able to. So the research says that since the chemical structure are available, maybe they can develop from there further, right? Okay, in conclusion, the development of new drug is a long drawn process. It usually takes 5 to 10 years, right? Or maybe now with computerized situation, maybe 3 to 5 years, we don't know, right? Even the vaccine by right should be still a long process, but it's already being pushed out. Why? We are all still a guinea pig for the vaccine. We do not know what will ultimately affect us. We don't know. Okay. So in the meantime, Lingzhi has effective bioactive compound that has been proven in many scientific research can supplement us, right? So strengthening the immune system is a way to tackle COVID-19, right? Especially the elderly and the chronically ill people, before a drug can be found. So, of course, to strengthen an immune system, you need a balanced diet, a good rest, exercise, all that kind of thing. But Lingzhi as a supplement is necessary. And if you are not into it. Maybe you can drink Lingzhi tea every day or Lingzhi coffee every day. All these also help, right? You may not have, it may not prevent you from getting the virus, but at least hopefully when you get the virus, you will not suffer very severely, and maybe it will help to save your life. Okay, that's my sharing. All right, thank you very much. Okay, Sintong, back to you.
Okay.
Any question?